Morning, morning everyone. So today I thought I would share some of my favourite hula hooping moves. And what's really good about these moves is that they work on your concentration, your coordination, and anytime you're hooping, you're always working your core. So there's no kind of hula hoop dictionary. Some of these names I've made up, some of them do have names. So the first one I'm going to show you, I just call it hands in the hoop, self-explanatory. So as the hoop's going, you just take one hand and you put it in the hoop, in and out, in and out. So when you put your hand in, if you can, you want your fingers to go below the hoop. I'll show you that again. So hand goes in and out. Okay, so a few little tips. Rely on how it feels against your body. I don't know, as you can see, as it's hooping, there's a big gap on one side and a small gap on the other. So initially, when you start, take advantage of that big gap. So I've got a big gap coming up. I'm going to put my hand in and out. And then once it gets more comfortable, you can alternate big gap and the small gap. So the tendency with this is when you start off initially is to look down and use your eyes to pinpoint, but that does affect your posture. So you want to keep your gaze looking forward and just rely on the feel. So as the hoop, you can feel it going round your back, side to side, and coming to the front. So where do we go from here? So at the moment, I'm doing this with my eyes open. The next progression is to close your eyes, so you're relying solely on touch. So get the hoop going for a few minutes, close your eyes. You might need to go a little bit slower and just put your hands in the hoop. This is really good for your concentration, coordination, and also working your core. Okay, so when I teach this session, depending on the audience, I sometimes incorporate the nursery rhymes, especially with families or children, or sometimes with adults. So it goes like this. Pick whichever hand, you know how it goes, the okie dokie. So you put your left hand in, your left hand out, in, out, and shake it all about. You do the okie dokie and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Oh, the okie dokie. Oh, the okie dokie. Oh, the okie dokie. Knees bent, arms bent. Rah, rah, rah. So just a little bit of fun. You have to have fun whilst you're hula hooping. So that's move number one. I'm just going to stop the hoop for a second and breathe. So the lovely thing about hula hooping is it's definitely a workout. Okay, so the next move is affectionately called chicken wings. What do chickens do? Chickens flap their wings. So the advantage with this move is you can use your arms to change the speed of the hoop. So you can decide if you want to be split stance, lateral stance, feet side to side, or have 1 foot forward. So get the hoop going, then bring your arms to shoulder level and you're going to pump your arms. So if you move your arms backwards and forwards, that helps the hoop go faster and faster and faster and faster. And the challenge is, how fast can you go? And still breathe. And still smile. And then just slow it down. So I'm going to show you that sideways on. with a split stance. Okay, so just experiment with your foot position, so it can be side to side. You could have one foot forward. So get the hoop going first. Bring your elbows to shoulder level, but nice and relaxed. So gently just move the elbows backwards and forwards. Then the faster you move your elbows, the faster the hoop goes. So challenge. Oh, let me do that again. I think I might be off camera. Let's do that again. So the challenge with this one, so start nice and gentle, then use your elbows. The faster you pump your elbows back, the faster the hoop goes. So progression and challenge with this one is to try and see if you can turn the hoop in the opposite direction and still pump your elbows. That's where it becomes a little bit more of a challenge to hoop, to pump, to breathe, and to smile. Fantastic work. Any questions about technique? Just send me a message. Okay, so my third, I don't know if you can hear, but hula hooping, hula fit is definitely a good cardio and core workout. So the next one, I am going to bring your mat in and you'll see why. So this one, has it got an official name? Who knows? But I call it get down and get up. Okay, so I'm going to show you sideways on initially. So get the hoop going, and this is where, if you've been practicing your lunges, this is where they'll make a difference. So get the hoop going. You want to have your feet 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, split stance, or you can have side to side. Just work out what's comfortable for you. Posture is key with this one, and you'll see why. You need to keep a very straight spine. So get the hoop going. Come on the toes of the back foot, and you're going to bend and take one knee down to the mat. Keep the hoop going. Bring the other knee down to the mat. So now I'm down on the mat and I need to get up. So you push onto the toes of one foot, push onto the toes of the other foot, and up you come. I'm going to show you that front on. I just need to move my mat. So if you've got carpet, you don't need a mat. It's just to protect your knees. So here we go. So I call this get down, get up. So get the hoop going. Need to come forward a little bit. And you're going to take one knee down. Take it nice and slow. Keep your spine nice and upright. Eye line looking forward. Keep the hoop going. So one knee is down. I've got my second knee down. I'm still hooping. Then to come back up, push onto the toes of the back foot, onto the toes, and then slowly, here we go. Hey presto. So once again, another one. That's really good for the legs, core, concentration, coordination, and then you can incorporate a series of these by, let's put some together, changing which leg. So I'm going down, put my left knee down first, then my right knee. I'm coming up. This time I'm going to put my right knee down first, So right knee goes down, left knee coming up and up. So the key with this one is keeping that straight spine, because what happens if you bring your spine forward, then the hoop hasn't got room, it touches your knee. So I'm just going to recap on the 3 moves that we've done today. So the first one was hands in the hoop. So put one hand in, one hand out, and you've got the option, you can always have a bit of fun and add the okie-kokie, make a move for the okie-kokie, and turn around. Move 2, chicken wings, so elbows pull back, shoulder level, and pump those wings, and that makes the hoop, so you can have a little competition. How fast can you go? And see, really good for toning those stomach muscles, working your back. And then the third and final move today, there are so many more. You can make up your own moves, you can give them your own fancy names. I call it get down, so come down onto your knees and keep hooping, and then push into one foot, push into the other. So with the down and get up, if you find it's a challenge to go down and up, initially just come down on your knees and practice hooping. So in terms of steps and breaking it down, if you start on your knees first and then push, so you can reverse it and start down and get up, and then eventually incorporate the whole move. Okay, well, thank you for joining today. Any questions, put any messages. I'll have a little think when I get my breath back what to do for next week. But bye, and thank you for joining.